Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the Comics Newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
comicbookadvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like comicbookadvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. It helps if I add myself to the screen. Didn't realize that my screen wasn't on. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the news. It's the Comics News Wire, CNW. We got some exciting stuff to go over today. A lot of news happening. Happy Batman Day. That's right. Today is Batman Day. Hope you guys are excited as I am. Very, very exciting times we live in where we can celebrate Batman as an entire day. And I will be switching to my Batman shirt at one point, but I've decided to start the news this way. There'll be a wardrobe change at some point during the show. Don't have a co-host today. Tried. Someone had to back out at the last minute due to some personal engagement issues. No problem. So here we are. We're going to allow people to come in. We're going to start our elevator pitching. Elevator pitches means people can come in, or someone can just try to be a host today and see if they can keep up with me, the indie advocating devil. And we are going to be showing you the new newsroom. So check this out. I have it blown up, so that's why it looks a little off. But from now on, when you go to Comic Book Advocates, we're breaking each one of these shows into rundowns. So the rundowns of those shows will each have a different day. The reason we're doing this is we heard your feedback. We heard that it was a lot to have in just one single scroll. So we decided to bring it down a bit, make it more manageable for you guys, because there's a lot of news that we're going to be covering. And each day it'll go live. So every week we reset. This is Monday's show. We'll go to the link right here that is for Monday. And you can see, just click on the icon and it'll open up. And Geek Insider is going to give us our headline, and we're going to have a headline today, unlicensed. What does that mean? How did I become part of the news? Well, we're going to talk about that. And our headlines is every day we will end the show with our headline, our top story. You know, what it is, and that's going to be brought to us by Geek Insider presents your daily headline. And one headline for this actual thread that'll be the biggest news of the day. And this is an important one, and we're going to talk about it. I promise it'll make sense by the end of the day. But for right now, we're going to go over to our newsroom, and the newsroom is going to be a lot easier. And you can see this is the comics headlines for Monday. And here we go. This is Monday's rundown for the news. We're going to get started already with the top story at the top of our hour, Happy Batman Day. Now, I know there's some confusion over this, and trust me, I'm just as confused as you. Right here on this Twitter feed, it says that we put it in here, celebrate Batman Day on the 21st. But if we go here, it says celebrate Batman Day on the 19th. Wait, didn't it just say the 21st? Well, I mean, if we go to the official national day, it'll tell us which day it is, right? It'll be the 19th. No, it's the 21st. Little bit of confusion. What day is Batman Day? I look at it like this. I guess that maybe I should sign up for National Day and find out what every day is, but no, I'm not that interested. I look at it this way. It's been a Batman weekend. That's right. Since the 19th to the 21st, it's been Batman Day. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll understand this logic if you were a fan of Rusev Day. Because what is today? Batman Day. So, like I said, at one point, you'll see me switch over to my Batman love. This was just to start the show and to do the indie news. So we're going to get right into that. And the cool thing about the newsroom now is that we're going to be able to do that. But before, just a little love to Batman. He says, timed. I'll do my Batman voice. Hold on, let me get it. All right, I'm ready. Here we go. Time to die, Batman. And over for so many years. This is the end, Batman. Every damn night. And yet, I'm still here. So there we go. That's my growly Batman voice for you guys. And there's my show and love to the Batman fandom with the actual Batman symbol that represents me and my son. For those who don't know, Jax is named after Batman's son, Damian Wayne. I named him after that because I'm a huge Batman fan and I wanted to have my fandom represented in my name choices. So when Jax grows up, he can hate me because I put COMiX as a way to actually be the one who picked his name. And I'm sure he's not going to at all hold that against me. But yeah, that's that tattoo right there. So I'm a fan every day of the week. I don't have to wear a shirt. I wear it on my fingers. All right, so we cover all the things turning pages in comics. Have programming you want to be added, send us an email right here in these particular rooms and in our main, if you go to comicbookadvocates.com, there's an actual mailroom where you guys can give us a message for something you want us to cover. And you're going into part of our newsroom. Welcome to the COMiX Newsroom, where you can help us update stories and mold the upcoming show right in front of your eyes. Feel free to leave us comments, questions on our Facebook page as well, or send us as an email right there. And make sure that you subscribe to comicbookadvocates.com as it is wired directly into the comics fandom. Subscribe today. And I am your host, and I am the advocate by day and the comics devil by night. And that comics devil and advocate are kind of being merged together. And there will always be a little bit of devil in me, and I'm always going to be a proud advocate, but I want to kind of take the best of both sides of the personality you guys see and just make it one united personality. Someone who doesn't take gruff, someone who pushes back against bullies, someone who tries to tell you as much information as I can, bring you as many truths as I can, or as many truths as we know at the time, because facts sometimes shift. But it's all about bringing you guys an entertaining show that educates as well as makes you be distracted from the normal, everyday, mundane thing that is called life. And one of the most awesome things we can do to help you with that is to bring you the indie news. Indie, I, independent, N, next gen, D, diverse, E, endless, E, entertainment, spell indie right. All right, and this is brought to us over by the Comic Book Advocates network. That's over on Facebook, and you guys can join it today and give us some information. Okay, so creators, listen up. The United States Postal Service temporarily does price increases. So you guys who are setting up Kickstarters, Indiegogos, any type of crowdfunding, be aware your pricing is now officially going to be thrown off a little bit if you haven't anticipated this already. Check out to see stamps.com apparently has already updated their selection of pricing. Please check that out today. We had a brand new show. This is CNW, the weekend pilot episode, and this is week ended. We don't really have a promo for it, so basically the idea will be that at the end of the week on Friday nights at 9 p.m. we'll gather, and you guys will be able to vote throughout the week. So every day we have headlines. We're going to add the headlines into our various polls that we're going to be doing. We're going to have 2 polls every week now, and one of them is going to go through Geek Insider. I'll announce which one is going to be which later today. We will talk about that later today, and we'll talk about who's getting what poll. One will be for for crowdfunding. Pick your top crowdfunding. That will be shown on the beginning of Backer Pause. So even if we have a guest who has a campaign, whoever wins that will get it first. And speaking of crowdfunding, we have some breaking news. So for the first time ever, I get to show the breaking news icon logo, and here it is. Isn't that fancy? Isn't that special? So pretty. Well, the reason we're having breaking news right now, and it's actually part of our stories today, but this is breaking. We're going to bring on a special on-scene reporter to tell us about that. John, tell us what's breaking on Kickstarter.
Okay. All right. On Kickstarter, I'm launching the John the Animated comics, and Indiegogo is still it is funded. But I know that there are two audiences. There are two, some people prefer Coke, some people prefer Pepsi. So therefore, I'll give you both. And so we're now on Kickstarter, and for 30 days, just today, starting. And it's all the same good stuff, from the other campaign. My John the Animator comics, I'm doing my own line of comics with Snuffy and Zoe Toy Box Adventures, and Nicky Nartzen Mega Moose, and so you can get a top tier. You can go from $3 as a PDF to about to $95. That includes all the books and a Boba Fett original pencil sketch in my Star Wars Holiday Special style. So I tried to anticipate the mailing. There's no way you can figure out things ahead of time to any satisfaction, but I'm going with what I did. Let's see, with the Indiegogo campaign, I can get books printed by the middle of November-ish, and start sending out fulfillment in time for Christmas.
Now, a couple questions while you're here on it.
Yep.
First, there's now PDF levels. How awesome is that? Can you just talk to us about which each PDF is so the audience can know?
Okay, the PDFs are there's the Dragon and the Cupcake PDF. That's the full book. 22 pages of story and maybe a couple of bits here and there, including that. That's $3 for the PDF, and the Stinky Pirates PDF is just a bit more. Is just a bit more because it's a full 32-page story, and then the Mega Moose PDF is 2 stories. A 12-pager and a 16-pager, and that's $4. And then we have I put in a where is that? There's a fun pack where all 3 of them are there, and so $10.
Fun Pack Trio PDF copies of the Dragon and the Cupcake. What do you do with a Stinky Pirate? And then Nick Narts and Mega Moose. So can you just tell us about the age ranges for these different comics as I scroll through your Kickstarter?
Okay, yeah. The Snuffy and Zoe Toy Box Adventures, that's for kids ages 4 to 7. Now, Snuffy and Zoe are sibling bears, and when they get bored, they jump into their magic toy box and go in for adventures. And in Stinky Pirates, the star comes out with them, so they have a cohort, a magic star that pops out of, hits the emblem of the magic toy box. He goes in there because he doesn't want to be left behind. So anyway, with Snuffy and Zoe, with the Dragon and the Cupcake, they jump into their magic box and wind up trying to steal cupcakes from a dragon. Now, what kind of problems could that ever, create for those two kids? But anyway, then with what do you do with a stinky pirate? They lose their soccer ball in the toy box and go searching and rummaging around, and they go into it, and then they are attacked and captured by pirates made out of colorful balloons. So that's the range. It's whimsy. It's innocent. It has there is no message other than instigating and trying to get kids to think about creating or developing their own imagination muscles. That's the whole idea. You make up your own games, you make up your own adventures, and you just delve into a world that anything can happen inside your head. So, and that's the thing with Mega Moose, with Nicky Nartz and Mega Moose. That's for ages 8 to 12, and Nicky is a nerd. He's always bullied in school, and so he's given a magic feather, and he tickles his nose, and when he sneezes, he turns into a minotaur character. And it's he's Mega Moose. In fact, the quirky thing about it is that he kind of looks like the school mascot, one of those with a big head. So people think it's all a fake. And even though he can create, he has all these powers, no one believes that Nicky actually can turn into Mega Moose. So there's frustration for Nicky as he tries to survive the school society. And that's those are the three books. There are other books in the crowdfunding for Snuffy and Zoe. I have a draw and color book where it's a 20 page book. And it gives some lessons on drawing, simple drawing, and but also gives you artwork to color. And so you have that draw and color. The Mega Moose Ashcan edition is all the roughs of the Nicky, the Mega Moose adventures, so you can see how I came across and how I developed the drawings. I mean, they weren't just simple sketches. I really worked on them. So you can see where all my thinking went in and how the various colored pencils I used and then developed the final drawing. The sizing of the books, they are oversized. As you can see there in that image, the Snuffy and Zoe book and Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's a comparison between my size of book and the other regular comic book. And the paper is going to be high quality paper so that it will withstand handling. I mean, it's like a 100-pound text paper inside, and the cover is about 110, 120. So it will withstand a lot of handling. And that's where we are.
Well, you're forgetting one thing, right? That super exclusive cool thing. That's on Kickstarter as well, right?
Yeah, you get for the top is the Boba Fett sketch. Am I forgetting something else? That's the point.
No, that's it. You got it. There's the Boba Fett sketch for you Star Wars fans. And I know some people don't like Indiegogo. I'll be honest. I always meant to back John's project. I have trouble with Indiegogo, and I've always said this. There's something up with Indiegogo when you're trying to use it. It's not always the most user-friendly platform from my point of view. It just might be my luck. I've had a lot of problems. Sometimes just something doesn't work in your life. You're the one person. But I know other people have complained sometimes, chargebacks and all that. So John's got out of his way to build you a Kickstarter. So now you can be on it no matter which flavor you like, whether it's Indiegogo flavored or Kickstarter flavor. You can now get your children these amazing books and tell them why this Boba Fett is so important.
Well, it's a full size drawing. It's 8.5 by 11. And it's a full figure, and he's holding his tuning fork rifle.
And when did you first draw it?
Oh, I drew it in the first scene where he appears in the Star Wars Holiday Special cartoon back in 1978.
That's right. The year I was born, this was created. So, like, I know, of course, who didn't grow up with the holiday special, seeing that? You know, for years they replayed it on television. This is part of the childhood that a lot of us had. So, if you're not excited about this, you don't like comics. I'm sorry. It's just true. You don't like comics. No, kidding around aside, John's great. I appreciate him taking time out of his day. He's got now 2 crowdfundings going at the same time. This man loves comics so much he's willing to put himself through doing two of them at once. The finger won't work. There we go.
There you go.
Two at once.
That's it. You know, we got similar shirts here. Okay, there you go.
Work. Which way did it go? I don't know. But no, yeah, look at that. We're twinsies today.
There we go.
But yeah, I'm excited. John had asked, should I go to Kickstarter? And I said, yes, go to Kickstarter, yes. Because now when I backed John this morning, and I didn't get to be the first backer. I didn't get to be the first. Sometimes it's nice being the first, but I got to back it. I'm going to be giving the stuff to Jax. Jax has seen it, sat on my lap during the show, and John's seen him at the show, and he's pointed at the screen, and he liked what he saw. So I'm all in. I don't have to worry about Indiegogo now. Now I can get it on Kickstarter. Don't tell John, but I just had him come on here, so it would be easier for me.
Well, you know, it's the thing. Everybody has a preference for where they want to shop.
Yeah,
and that's true. And so, with the thing about Kickstarter is that once you're done, you're done. You can't continue. Indiegogo, if you fund your successfully, you can go into in demand, which extends the life of your campaign, so it'll go on indefinitely as long as people who can't discover you in the first 30 days or whatever your campaign is, they can come back to you. And then you can also add more perks like another Mega Moose adventure and so on and so forth, for people to come back in and just re-up, but those are different things that you try and as a creator, try and get the best out of your crowdfunding, and those are the options that you have. So,
well,
anyway.
Kudos to you. Seriously, you've had a great career. You've come back, and you know how much important it is to me to get books to children, comics especially, because for a kid like me who's struggling to read, those pictures begin to help me be motivated to learn what those squiggly marks really mean. So anything I can do, man, anytime you want to come on, talk to us about a perk, talk to us just that during the day, remind us, quick shout out just to remind people that you're on crowdfunding. The door's open. The door is open.
Thank you.
And you have like a website, right? And a YouTube channel where you do interviews. I have
my YouTube channel. It's John Celestri. That's spelled Celestri. But if you type in John the Animator, you'll probably get me right there, and you'll be able to link it in. I do have a blog which has a lot of, well, first of all, in the YouTube channel, I have a lot of I do have interviews with other animators and comic book artists, but I also have a whole section of videos that teaches the basic principles of animation. And I wind up using the Snuffy and Zoe's animation to show what squash and stretch is, overlapping action, how you work timing in. So there's a lot going on there that you can just learn all the basics that you need to make your own cartoon if you want to. Same thing with my blog, which is you have to read, but there's a lot of drawings. There's a lot of Batman drawings, a lot of even the Star Wars Holiday Special drawings. There's all kinds of information in my blog, that's out and that you can people all over the world go there, and they wind up with a lot of the old school animation techniques, like exposure sheets, or how do you figure out timing? I have all of that. I've had that. I've done that since 2010, and so there's a few hundred articles in there with all that information.
It is a wealth of knowledge, honestly.
Yeah. And that's free. That's the whole thing, is that the YouTube channel and the blog are free. So when you go to Google, just type in John Celestri, and that'll send you to all kinds of articles.
And it's true. Anytime I want to track him down, and even if I want to spell his name right, I go to Google and it pops it up now. And he's Indiegogo is listed now there. I'm sure the Kickstarter will be right behind. So. And again, thank you for making the kids. Before you go, because I know you're super busy, 2 campaigns to run. There was a couple of comments that I just want to shout out. Here goes. Nim Productions says, honestly, people will buy no matter if it's on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. This is a difference created by CG and Anti, but if we take this out of the equation, it's the same. All that matters is the in-demand thing. And that's correct. And I did want to say something, John. If you successfully fund your Indiegogo and you successfully fund your Kickstarter, which you're going to do both, I have nothing but huge confidence in John, because he deserves it, and we're all going to help him by sharing it. We all have family members who have kids, so get on it today, guys. Back it for $1. Back it for $1 on Kickstarter. That's what I like Kickstarter, because Kickstarter, we can give you a wave now. I'm going to bother every one of my friends. Hey, dude, $1, please, for me. Give it to John. You're going to start seeing $1, and you're going to be like, why is everyone giving me $1? And it's because I'm going to be going around shaking people. Come on, guys, let's get this going. So there's a difference there. But he could have the Kickstarter go. Do you know this, John? You can take your Kickstarter and go to Indiegogo and have an.
Yes, I know. But the thing about it is, once again, I was looking to see this is from the experience I had in last year's crowdfunding. I did both. First, I did Kickstarter with my rough sketch group. Then that was the end of that. Then I went to Indiegogo, and Indiegogo actually did better than Kickstarter. So, I said, okay, well, let me try and see what happens with Indiegogo first. And then, but in a year time, there seemed to have been a lot of camps. So, we'll see. But whatever the case is, I'm trying to give a platform for everybody to whatever their comfort level is, go that way. That's why I didn't wait until the Kickstarter, the Indiegogo campaign was done, and then go to the Kickstarter. I want to be able to give to fulfill both campaigns in time for Christmas. And so that's a big thing. If you got kids, this is the kind of thing you can't buy in a bookstore. It's very different of the material that's there. It's what I'm giving you, what I'm presenting to the COMiX community are the style of drawings and stories and attitude and energy that were of the golden age and the silver age. There was a lot more innocence and whimsy in those stories, and they were all complete. They were simple stories, but they weren't simplistic stories. That's the thing. So this is what I'm offering to kids who don't really have much to choose from in the mainstream media comics, and also in independent comics. So everybody they can argue with me and say, well, no, there's plenty of this and that. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm presenting to you from the material that I'm doing today, based on my experience of doing all kinds of classic characters 45 years.
Now, before you go, I have to talk about this. One last thing, and I promise I'll let you go. I'm a huge Batman fan. I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show, but my son's middle name is Damian, based on Batman's son's name.
Okay.
and I have to. We can't show it because copyright. But tell us about working on Batman.
Well, the Batman commercials, you can do that. I mean, I on YouTube, I did back in 1988. I was approached to do a series of Batman animated commercials for Zellers. It was a studio in Toronto, and I knew the person in charge and the owner of it, and he wanted me to animate Batman. And so, okay, and that's what I did. We did 4 Batman commercials. This is before the first live action. This was before the Batman animate. In fact, the Batman animated, show was based on the commercials because we showed what we could do, and then that was used as a jumping off point for the animated series for Batman. So anyway, I did 4 Batman commercials with each a different villain: Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler. And so it was fun. It had a lot of. It was very fast. We had to do it very quickly. But it still comes across, I think, with a lot of energy and just like quirkiness. Let's put it this way: there's quirkiness to it.
So, do you think we'd get in trouble for playing it?
No. I pulled that. That's mine. Go do it.
Oh, cool! I got permission. You all heard. So we're gonna play this.
Yeah.
I'm all excited.
Holy felines, Batman!
I smell like cats, Robin. Paws off the customers, Catwoman! Listen, folks, only at Zellers are you protected by
The law of Toyland. Nobody beats Zellers' prices on toys. Nobody.
well said, Robin. You're protected at Zellers because the lowest price is the law.
Happy Batman Day, everybody. That's right. John the Animator did that. Go out and back his campaign. We're going to put the links right now in there. There's no excuse. You have to go back this amazing campaign. John, once again, before you go, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter. On Facebook is John Celestri. On Twitter handle, it's John Celestri at Celestri John. You'll find me on YouTube at John Celestri. And if you type in Google, you'll see John Celestri.
All right, John, thank you so much for being on the show. You know we're going to be talking about it. I'm going to be make waves. I'm so excited you went to Kickstarter. I'm going to make sure people notice it. I'm going to call in. I'm telling you, calling in $1 favors at least. You'll see. All right, John, I got to get back to the news.
Take care. Thank you. Take care. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. We'll talk soon. All right, so we're going to head back into our newsroom for Monday. Super excited. I got my Batman shirt on. I promised you guys it'd be here. Here we go. Back into the news. Let's talk about what else amazing things are going on. Phil Locklear. I don't know why this is not available, but he's got amazing T-shirts. If you click right here, it will show you his T-shirt, and it is amazing. We got something from Russ. This amazing drawing. Click on it. Back his campaign. Only Death Will Save Us, is it? And we're gonna click on it just because I'm a huge fan of Russ. Russ has worked on Ben 10. He's worked on Doctor Who stuff. He's an amazing creator. We've gotten to talk to him. Only Death Can Save Us is now on Indiegogo. Please check it out today. And we're going to continue on talking about, let's see, here it is, the final stand against the ghouls and aliens have unleashed on humanity. We wanted to make this page stand out and show that the humans in the story, though they lack the technology of their enemies, are forced to be reckoned with. This woman here is Paula, and she's been chased away by the ghouls to reach this point. Now it's time for payback. Art by Joaquin Gonzalez, and I'm sorry if I'm pronounced that, and Danielle Caraminico. Amazing, amazing art brought to us by Dern Productions, LLC. Our good friend Sam is back at it. This time he's with Comic Book One shot or series? Very, very interesting question. Should you release a comic book? Oh, you guys aren't seeing the screen. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry about that. My apologies. Here we go. Back to the screen. Let me show you guys what you missed real quick. So we didn't see the Demon Phil thing, but here's the fan art that he has for Only Death Can Save Us. So definitely check that out. Let me give you a bigger look at that. There we go. There was a bit of a technical difficulty there. And here's that amazing art for the this is Paula right here. That's Paula. We met her we heard about her just a few seconds ago now. And this is her final stand right here. And she's not going to let the ghouls win. And then, of course, here is our good friend Sam. And Sam gives us the question, one shot or comic book series? It's an interesting question. It's worth a panel, actually. So why don't one of you guys go out and create a panel? You can invite me. I'll be a guest, but make that a panel. And invite Sam. Invite me and Sam, and I'm sure both of us will be happy to sit on a panel with you and discuss that for at least an hour. Dwayne to Showtime Robinson gives us some amazing art. He says, Van gonna kill... Ooh, I think we might be popping something we didn't want to. Van going against another demon bent on killing Van. Check out the story of Van in Salvation Issue 0. Like, share, and subscribe to the website animationcomicscent.com. And that's amazing art. Look at that. It's like Predator meets a demon meets a werewolf. I love it. And something I love too is Guano Guy. Guano Guy is happening right now, and this is the new colored cover. It's for issue number 3 of Guano Guy. Variant cover is fully covered. Art by Ryan English. Colors by Keenan Van Fleet. Check it out. Also, please visit the Guano Guy campaign, and you guys should definitely do that today. Good news for all UXCT fans, it is officially live on Kickstarter. Click this link and you'll be able to get to the Kickstarter so you can get your copy of the brand new edition of Extreme Championship Tournament. CromCon number 7 is going to be happening Friday, October 2nd, the pre-show. Through the 4th, when they wrap it up, that's going to be happening at the beginning of October. And Rumble Kings, this is brought to us by Ryan Cummings. Surrounded on all sides, the Rumble Kings make their final stand. Here's your first look at the cover for Rumble Kings number 3 by new artist Alexandra Malavesh and color artist DC Alonso. Issue 3 closes out the volume story arc and sets up Rumble Kings for plenty more to come. If you dig the cover, then let people know below and make sure you sign up for our Kickstarter pre-launch. Rumble Kings 3 goes live on Kickstarter on October 1st. Great cover. Super awesome. Check that out. Badass. And of course, there's John Celestri, and that's me backing it, so I backed it. You can't see it. That it was a thing that I said. Oh, no, it was up top. I had actually put it. We'd covered it twice. This was, I believe, me backing it. Yeah, so I just backed John the Animator. That was straight from the Kickstarter. Super happy to be a backer. Sorry about the quick scroll. I'm just excited about that project. Some new logos for you guys. My new Fetish Monsters and More for 2021's campaign season. I wanted to make it a little more colorful, a little more standoutish, and I wanted the more to be more representative of the more that I've created. And I've got a new business card. Check it out. You guys are going to be seeing it in a lot of the promo materials. I am Mr. Anderson, and I am the unboxable advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of Fetish Monsters More that will replace the two-sided image of the devil and the advocate, as both are now one once again. And this is from our friend Evan Pazios, and this is a lot of irons in the fire moment where he's got new brew coming out. He's got Time Grunts, Johnny Phantasm, which is still on Indiegogo. Great stuff. And speaking of great stuff, Rob Molitari. Oh, man, look at that cover. Look at that cover. The Chris Williams, Jake Eisenberg, and Gat Merlin rare limited edition variant cover of Night Wolf issue 4 is now available in the Lone Wolf Comics online shop. Shop the link in the comments. The shop to the link is in the comments. So if you click this, it will take you. Just go to On Saturday and it'll take you right to where you have to go, and you'll get your copy today. We had You're Not Alone for the first time ever. We had a guest. Meredith sat down with me. We got really deep into this. I think that this is it. Changes are coming in life. We talked about preparing to grow as a person and what that means and how painful it can be. We had a special CNW and Geek Speak special edition morning show. We wound up turning it, what did we call it? I think it was the, ooh, wow. Let me check my my graphics. We actually had a graphic for it. So give me 1 second. I'm going to switch over to the other room where we ran it out of. Our graphic for the show, I don't have it right here. Hold on. I promise I'm looking. I promise I'm looking. I promise. I'm trying to get it. Oh, I don't remember now. I'm going to feel so stupid. Well, it was a cool show. I think it was, oh, that's what it was. It was comics. It was Sunday Comic Brunch where you dine on comics. I thought it was pretty cool. Yes, I'm a nerd. I own it. I have no problem with that. And Ness was there. Take a picture of this. Make sure you back Ness. Ness is an amazing creator. She has Iva. And as a matter of fact, speaking of Iva, wait a minute. What did I get over the weekend? And it wasn't mailed to me like this. It was mailed to me in there you go. Shoved in. Thank you, mailman. I got a package that you guys can check out this weekend, all the way from across the pond. Welcome to Mail Call. And no, this isn't some dating service to find men. This is where we open things that we get in the mail. I've got this package all the way from across the pond. Sometimes we'll know who sent it, sometimes we won't. But this one is a book I've been waiting for a long time. Great packaging. Let's see what we got in here. Oop, there we go. And here we go. And, ooh, I really dig this. I'm trying to be very, very gentle. And Ines, I think, forgot that I told her, because this is from Ines, I think she forgot that I told her not to send me all the books. I backed the publishing thing just so it could save her on money. So I'll have a few extra copies, and I'll make sure to give them out to anyone who wants to read this, just to get her work out there. Super thrilled to get this book. Came so beautifully done. And here is, look at that art. That'll definitely wind up in the background of our show. So this is from Ines, all the way from England. I can't wait to read this show, and you might even be getting a review out of me this week. So this is Iva. And this is a beautiful artwork.
Beautiful artwork.
Absolutely. And by the way,
absolutely love the imagery.
So it's Ava.
That was what was in today's mail call.
And we will be doing more mail call as things go on. It's called Iva. There was back and forth. My dyslexia got to me. I referred to it as Ava, but it's actually pronounced Iva. But here is, you know what's better than just getting the books? Reviewing the books and letting people know how you feel about them. Hey, everybody, here's my review of Iva in a New York minute. So I just got this today, sat down this evening, got to read it. Beautifully illustrated story, tells an amazing story of a future that we might be heading to where a mainframe is watching our every move. It sets up a great series. I can't wait for the second issue. Everyone always asks me, was it well produced? Production value is great. Is it something that I enjoyed reading? Absolutely. And I did buy this off of the Indiegogo campaign, which is now in demand. Is it something that I suggest to other people? Absolutely. Is it something I have to own? Absolutely. It is written by Ines Eskender, and Timothy Green II was the illustrator who brought this story to life. Amazing, amazing comic book. Go to the On Demand to get your copy right now. And you guys are watching the video of the actual crowdfunding campaign itself. And I'm going to show you some art that I got with the project right now. And this is amazing. Here you go. Check out that art. Sorry about the glare. There you go. How beautiful is that? That's going to wind up on a wall. And that's it. Go out and get your copy of Iva. It is worth the money, the time, and your fandom. Oh, you guys are back. I was just reading a comic. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to find a way to raffle off to that comic. We haven't figured out how yet, but there will be a contest coming at the end of the month so you can get yourself a copy. Because I have too many copies, so I'm going to give one away. That's right. One of you watchers, listeners, whatever you want to call yourselves, and you know, my sinners, the sinners that are out there for the Sinners Club. This one's for you. Listen up. You guys will be able to win it. We'll announce the contest in the coming days. But for now, on to the news. And remember, check out all the crowdfunding that we have. Let's see if anything is closing out today in our crowdfunding section. And we'll be right back for the Mainstream Market Watch, brought to us by IndieVolt.com. The place to recharge your fandom. All right, so what do we got going on today? Let's see what's going on. Here we go. Quick scrolls. I don't know why YouTube's so out of focus with that. Quick scrolls. All right, so congratulations to Watson. That officially funded over the weekend. The Killer Bees, that might have funded as well. The 20th, yep, that has funded over the weekend. Saw is going to fund on the 22nd, so there's just 1 day left with Saw the Lightning Wielder. Make sure you back that now. We have Shark of War, which will be ending. Let's find out real quick. We'll give Ben Lacey some love. Ben Lacey, where are you at? He is 3 days to go, so close to his goal. Please help him out. We're going to throw that link in there for some support. Let's make sure that we get creators funded. So here you go. It's in the chat. And what else do we have? Mind you, we have, Shane Moore and Morrison's Ungodly Champion, which ends the 29th. So that's where we're going to stop here. On Wednesday, we'll have the show. At sometime today, there will be a poll where you guys get to pick out of all these Kickstarters that will be featured on the show. It has to be featured. So Shark of War will be. But anything before Shark of War that we talked about, including what you should be checking out now, Saw the Lightning Wielder, will not be on that contest. So check that out. You can find all of this in our newsroom, by the way. It's right on top of our very top newsroom, as everything is right up, all the way up here. All you got to do is click on Now Crowdfunding. So back to the Market Watch, brought to us by IndieVolt. There we go, mainstream. It's Celebrate Comics Day, fan. That's right. Comics Day. Celebrate Batman Day. Damn, Comics Day. I've got comics on my mind. So here we go, celebrating Batman Day, December. Wow. Hold on. We're going to pause. I'm going to have some caffeine. I can feel my brain coming back on. There we go. So there we go. Celebrate Batman Day. We think it's today. It might have been the 19th. So we made all 3 days Batman Day. Celebrate your Batman Day. Get your Batman on. Get your Batman on. So I have it on right now. Big news. A lot of DC news today to go along with the Batman Day. And here it is. DC's universe will be switching to comics only in 2021 as DC Universe Infinity. And I'm interested, but how much, right? How much? Well, if you go over to this article right here, which we're going to call up right now because they didn't have an autoplay. Here we go. Pricing wise. Oh, where'd their pricing go? I swear to you. Here it is. Okay. Actually, we should have just put this in there. Oh, that's why I remember I was having trouble getting it. I can't even blow it up. So we'll blow it up here. So here it is. Here's the thing you need to know. $74.99 for an annual. That might be my Christmas present right there. I'll be honest with you. I might be asking for that for Christmas because everyone always wants to know what I want for Christmas. This will be it from my family. I want it. So start or join by the launch and you get a DC voucher, $25 for annual members, $10 for monthly. So you actually will get something if you go in there. That's pretty cool. Explore the multiverse, dive into an ever-expanding world of 24,000 plus comics, exclusive DC Infinitive original titles, expand the comic library with early access now 6 months after release. So I can stay up with comics and all it'll cost me is $7.99 a month or $6.25 if I do an annual plan. Yes, please. Take control with DC and Universe Infinite. You have unlimited offline access, ability to create your own reading list, access to Android, iOS, and web. Feed your fandom. Member access to DC fandom events, special offers from DC Shop, chances to win, access to exclusive events, DC merch, and more. This is exciting. I'm all in. I'm all excited. I want to be all part of this because I liked it. So very excited about this. Welcome back, DC Comics. I liked DC Universe for the comics, so I'll be honest, $7.99 sounds like a little much, but $6.25 I can definitely go with. But if you think about it, the access that you have to all the comics you're going to have, I was reading the original Batman when I first got the DC Universe. That's how excited I was about this. Meredith, you can come on the show. We're closing out in 10 minutes anyway. We actually had John Celestri. He's on Kickstarter now. How exciting is that? I'm already a backer. Can't wait to get those books for Jax. And more DC news. Congratulations, HBO and DC, for The Watchmen. You guys have done it. You have made history as the first comic adaptation to earn top Emmy Awards, including, and they had 26 nods, nearly every category possible. They won 11 Emmys, including Regina King's role for Best Actress in a limited series or movie. And this is brought to us, by the way, by Variety. EW covered the DC Universe thing. How awesome is that, guys? We're getting coverage for comic books in the main media, the mainstream media. So, and Game Radar brought us the breaking news about the DC Universe, and I dug more and got the EW, or Entertainment Weekly, if you don't know, story. So, how did Rob, this was interesting. How did Rob Liefeld, and we're going to add Meredith into the stream, how did Rob Liefeld lose control of Image Comics creation, Youngblood? And, you know, this is more, I put this here also as a message to people. When you're working with people, understand things change rapidly. Some days someone wakes up and they decide you're their enemy now. They just decide today's the day that Rob's a giant asshole, so I'm just going to hate him. And I already backed John Celestri's thing, so I got the one curse in for today. Yeah. I knew I had one. And I saved it for this particular moment. Because people do change their opinions. Partnerships fail. That is part of life. He got it back in 2017. Let this be a reminder that we all go through the dreaded copyright wars. So if you're a creator, I don't care if you want to call someone a co-creator on your title. I don't care if you want to give them, a lot of praise. You create the characters. You hold the IP. You own the copyright. Never, ever share copyright privileges. On all my contracts I've ever made, I keep the intellectual property unless someone else has created it. And if they created it, they keep the intellectual property no matter what I create during that process, unless I create a character. And then that's argumentative. If the character's out of my mind, then it's my character, and I make that clear to someone before I start. And I've always said if I worked with DC, I'd only create 2 characters if they weren't going to give me the paychecks for it. Meredith, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. So wasn't there that thing, if you cussed, you donate $1 to a Kickstarter?
Yeah, I backed John Celestri's Kickstarter.
Oh, you did? Oh, all right. All right, cool.
I was ready. I had already, and I backed more than $1. To be honest with you, I probably can curse the whole month once. I get one curse a month trust me. I spoil my son, and I did that today on Kickstarter with John Celestri's thing. So I'm okay for the rest of the month.
I ordered his books on Indiegogo, and I did that with the idea that I'm going to save those books for my first grandbaby. So there's that.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to quickly go through the rest of the news so we can get to our main story. So I'm going to power through this really quickly. Hulk gives us a look at just a glimpse of the Devil Hulk. Click it. He looks menacing. Star Trek or original origin mission finally ends. So for those of you guys know, Star Trek started on a 5-year mission. They got canceled in the 3rd season, never did the other 2 seasons. Guess what? They're getting a comic book wrapping up that 5-year voyage some 50 years later. Talk about a long 5 years. And Marvel's getting spooky. It's Halloween time, and we're sharing a cover. Check this out, the Legions of Monsters. And look, Rogue's all tied up on the cover. Get it? I love this. I'm a Halloween nut. I'm all for it. Look at Wolverine. Wolverine looks badass. Big news, guys. Vendors and comic book community rejoice as the Power Comic-Con return. We didn't know where it was going to happen, but it's happened. In South Carolina, a medium-sized show has officially gone off, and no one so far has said anything negative about it. It was only positive. Masks were required. People were told to social distance. You can see in the pictures, for the most part, people aren't gathering in gigantic numbers of groups, but still, I can smell it from here, how good that must have smelled. I'm so excited. I'm hoping Florida is the next state to allow some bigger, medium-sized ones to go. Please, 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 MegaCon if you're watching, SuperCon if you're watching, let's do something in November. It's a whole month away. Let's get it done, guys. And then, remember there was the Immortal She-Hulk, but now the Immortal Hulk, now there's an Immortal She-Hulk. There's actually a preview to the comic in this. Click the link and see a 5-page preview. And there's a cool new, and we have it for you right here. This is brought to us, by the way, our last story by Flickering Myth. And we actually had a news program cover the South Carolina PowerCon. That was WPDE.com covered it, and that's a news media outlet. So during the Emmys, there was a spot. Here it is. More Baby Yoda. We get a little glimpse of WandaVision. Definitely worth checking out. It's just an ad for Disney Plus, but it was a cool ad. The Walking Dead gets Normus Reedus to produce and be part of Aftershock's comic. That's right. Aftershock Comics is going to have a comic made. What comic is it? You're going to have to click the link to find out. See that? See that? I'm making you go out and check out what comicbook.com is covering. DC's Endless Winter brings Justice League to a Viking war. Comicbook.com, you've done us well. Click that link. And She-Hulk is strong enough to break Marvel's entire reality. Before Deadpool was talking to the fans, She-Hulk was talking to the fans. All right, Meredith, time to put me in the hot seat, believe it or not. Today's headline brought to us by GeekInsider.com. First time Meredith is finding out that the headlines are now brought to us by GeekInsider.com because we've revamped how we're telling news. Meredith saw some of the changes yesterday. This is all for you guys, the fans watching the show, to make it more user-friendly. So this got brought up today, unlicensed. So I posted this. It's Batman Day, one of my favorite shirts. The story behind the shirt is I got that shortly after I had major back surgery. My sister got it for me. I think if I remember correctly, I had shared something and said, wow, this art really speaks to me. And I hadn't realized it was an ad for a T-shirt. So not only did my sister get me T-shirt, but tank tops as well. So I have this in a tank top edition. So I can't find my tank top today. I have a red and a black one, and neither one of them I could find because a little bit of controversy started this morning. So I wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. So Randy Zimmerman says, is that an officially licensed T-shirt or fan art? And I'll be honest, I didn't know. I hate to admit this, and I know this is going to sound horrible, and I'm going to own it, and I apologize right now. When I first started going to Comic-Cons, I didn't know about licensing as much as I do now. I didn't understand officially licensed versus unlicensed. You have to understand, I had my back surgery just this July 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I had maybe a dead dude, maybe a dead girl's bone go in my back. I know that sounds sexual, but it's actually true. I had a double fusion in my back, and they used corpses' bones to help me regrow part of my my actual spinal system back there to give it strength and all that. So someone's inside me all the time. That explains the voices. Oh wait, they were there before the bones. Either way, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand anything about licensing the way I do now. I thought if you were at a Comic-Con, it meant you were allowed to sell the things you were to. I thought if it was online, you were allowed to sell it, because how could DC or Marvel or Disney allow things to be sold? So I thought there was consumer, I was protected, right? Like, there's no way that something fake could be online. That wouldn't be it. I know it sounds stupid now. I know. I hear it. I hear it as I'm saying it. I'm owning it. But you also have to understand, for this is a moment where my sister did something really nice to me. She didn't think about licensing or anything. And the average fan doesn't think about licensing. Let's be honest, guys. I ask people all the time, and I'll ask them, did you ask if that artist ever worked on that piece? Is that officially licensed? Most fans have no idea. You're like, it's like, in the cartoons when a dog is being spoken to by a human. Womp, 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 womp. That's what they hear because they don't understand licensing. That's not something we're taught every day. But if you call it a knockoff, oh, wait, a knockoff? People resonate with that. So is this a knockoff? So I did some investigating this morning. And here is what I found during my investigation on myself. First off, I found out that I'm a slob in my closet. that upper corner, not a good look, Rob. Not a good look. You have to do better with your closet. There's the shirt, and it does say something powerful. And mind you, after a back surgery, this is what it says. We actually read it on a show recently too, and I'm going to read it for you guys right now. Sometimes you must hurt in order to grow, lose in order to gain, because life's greatest lessons are learned through pain. And imagine after back surgery having that and being able to wear it. And we're going to spend just a couple extra minutes today. Usually we end at the 1 hour mark, but we're going to extend for a few minutes because we had a special guest star, John Celestri, on. And I do want to give this the proper amount of time. So we're going into overtime for just a little bit, guys. So there it is on the top. You can see that that label is from junk food, right? And then down here we have a label that's Batman. So the label up there was actually officially licensed merchandise. It was from junk food. It says TM. And I got that. I know I got that shirt from Target. And I forgot to take a picture of the T-shirt, but it's a simple gray T-shirt in the corner of it. It's actually right here in my closet. I pulled it out of the closet. And all it has is a bat symbol on it and says Hero. I can actually show it to you when you guys come back from looking at this. So I looked at the other shirt because I was curious. I was like, okay, so what does this shirt have on it? Now, I have to admit, I have a bad habit. I have a very bad habit. There we go. I'm grabbing the shirt right now. I have a very bad habit of ripping the tags out of my shirts. If my shirt has a tag in the back of it, I tend to rip it off because the minute I start to sweat, especially after back surgery and my back feeling weird, I ripped a lot of labels out of my back. There's no label. But if you notice, I put them left to right. And if DC officially did it, if it was a DC shirt, they don't use tags. They actually print right onto it. I looked through my closet. I have a lot of DC stuff. DC actually prints right onto the shirt. So I can say it wasn't put out by DC with confidence. If I had to guess, it was unlicensed wear and gear. So let me ask you, Meredith, and we're going to get out of here right after we finish this. I have to own the fact that this might be unlicensed. And here's the other shirt, by the way. And it matches with my son's shirt. They did this dad and kid shirt at Target. So I know I bought this from Target, and it doesn't have that DC thing in it. So there is confusion. But going on the side of, okay, from everything I know right now, best guess, yes, it is, in fact, probably not licensed material. So that shirt has a lot of meaning to me. My sister got it to me in a very bad moment. It was one of the nicest gifts I've ever gotten, honestly, in my life. So actually a treasured possession. There we go. Got it out. I actually take great care of it. I barely ever wear it. I only wore it to take a picture that day because I also knew Batman Day was coming and I wanted to show that off as part of something. Because it felt like I was growing and I was changing and I was at this fork in the road of who I am. And we've been talking about that today, about the devil and the advocate coming together once again. And, no more playing a character on Indie Volt. For those who don't know, a lot of times when you saw me on Indie Volt, we were playing basically, I was playing up, I was told, treat it like a wrestling thing, play up your who you are and say things that are interesting. This is an entertainment show. And, it was fun. I'm not going to lie. Playing that character was fun, but I feel like I've gotten to that point where I've done it right now so much that it's no longer fun for me. Like sometimes you kind of just, and I mean, my mom died. That's not been a something I've hidden. So I've been through a lot this year. And right now I want to just focus on the positive in life as much as I can and really just try to be as happy as I can. And I think sometimes trying to click into that gear brings out, and I think anyone will understand that sometimes when you click into a different side of yourself, it also brings something out in you that you're not necessarily always thrilled with. And you can't always just turn it off after you've had that. Kind of like getting in a bad mood. You're a different person when you're angry. You can't always turn it off. But looking at it now, I have this shirt. What do I do with it, Meredith? Am I allowed to keep it? Like, I don't know if it's, I might be able to know later. But even if it's just one of those things that I showed you with the other DC shirt, how do I ever fully know that whether or not this was something? And, I mean, I wouldn't buy it, and I didn't buy it. This was a gift. Is it okay to keep a gift if it's not licensed, in your opinion?
I would absolutely keep it. But if you've done your research and you find that it's not licensed, then you don't wear it out at official appearances like conventions and things like that. But you're not hurting anybody, I don't think, by going out and mowing the lawn or going grocery shopping and things like that. I mean, if you're not in an official capacity and it was a gift, but you also said that she bought it at Target.
No, I bought the one shirt at Target.
Oh, you bought the one shirt
online 7
Right.
years ago. Understand, 7 years ago. I don't even know if I could track down if it was legal or not legal at that point because, again, it was online. It more than likely seemed like a reputable store. It was not bought with the idea that it was not licensed materials. And since then, of course, I do know to look for licensed materials. That's how I knew to go into my shirts. And I do believe in buying licensed materials. I absolutely believe in all that. And,
here's the other thing also is, whether it's military stuff, like if you're wearing because I've got 2 boys in the Marines, if I buy a T-shirt that has the Marine Corps and they actually have licensed things. You can't just print the military logo on your shirt and expect to wear it. So between sports, between IPs and things like that, any of these logos, people are going to create their own T-shirts. They're going to do it. Is it right? No, because you're stealing from the IP holders.
and I'll be honest, Meredith, I would send DC $10 to keep that shirt. If DC's like, hey, Rob, it's not licensed, but if you send us $10,
but it was a gift and stuff like that. Now that's up to them to chase people down. Are they going to chase you down because you got a gift? I hope not.
I doubt it. But the point is, guys, we're not always. You have to kind of be educated a little bit. Look for those labels. I can teach you now. Look for the labels online. Send them a message. Are you officially licensed?
Yeah.
And look for officially licensed. Look for that they can't. It is illegal to do fan art 1, but it is actually I believe a felony to say that you're officially licensed and you're not.
And then you're not, right? And again, from my own experience with like military swag T-shirts and things like that, the person that I ordered from when my kids graduated from boot camp, they are licensed. They actually showed their license. So if you're buying from a vendor and they can show the license that they have the permission to print, that's fine and good, because then they're not going to have that stamp on the back either.
And of course, I know the argument can be made, well, what about satire? What about people making shirts that are mocking or funny or are creative?
Caricatures or something like that, yeah.
And that's a gray area, so I definitely understand buying those things. And because, again, it's usually a judge who makes that decision ultimately. It's not actually the creator. The creator can do things. There are laws to protect that. Obviously, the shirt I wear could be considered, by the way, fair use because it was an image of Batman with a saying. So that is transformative media. So in the end, it might have actually been legal. But do try to support people. The reason we're talking about supporting people is give them the money that they deserve because they employ people that continue to go. We're out of here. Meredith, real quick, tell them where they can find you about Indie Event in about 30 seconds.
All right, you guys, go to indeevent.com, INDEEVENT.com. I haven't updated it because I had a really busy weekend. But you know what? We're going to be having cosplay. We're going to have horror. It's going to be after Halloween so that we are not competing with anybody. And it's going to be a great time. Details on indeevent.com coming soon. Back to you, Rob.
That's it, actually. We're out of here. Thank you for spending the extra couple minutes with us. I wanted to make sure that we got that. We got breaking news today with John Celestri going on Kickstarter, so make sure that you check that out today. Real quick, Luke Stone, do you want to come in and we're about to have a quick conversation with Luke Stone. Do you want to come in and promote hybrids? I got all of like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. So, we've got, $600 left to go to reach our goal on Indiegogo. We still have like 27 days to do that. Breaking news. As soon as we hit our $5,000 goal on Indiegogo, we're going to go ahead and open up our Kickstarter so that we can go for the stretch goals on both platforms at the same time. So we are just a mere $600 away from that. So jump over there, get that exclusive cover. That's Indiegogo.com. You can go to LukeStoneStudios.com and find that link right at the top.
All righty. Rob, take us out.
We're it. That's it. We have an outro now. We're fancy now. I done grown up, and I'm stalling to find it. Here it is. We'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll have Michael Oden in the co-anchor position. So we'll see you tomorrow on CW.